Live. Welcome. Welcome to the Scott Young frequency. My name is Scott Young. I'm a recording artist and music producer here in the journey of life with you all. We're live on TikTok as well, so let's enjoy this. Let's enjoy this. Settle in. We got a great episode for you today. And yeah, we're going to discuss a couple things. Say hi to the chat. Say hi to the folks in the stream. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. NZ Chick, Jen, Cryptic Capri Sun, Oral HVX, Nadia, Kevy, Sean, Paradise Leo, Cakes, Michael, Estella. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the stream, to the show. And the point of this show really is to share my frequency, share where I'm at, my perspective on a lot of things, but really what matters most, in my opinion, which is how you're living, how you're being in the world, how you're showing up. Everyone, welcome. Lexi, Berna, Fong Win, Lady Luck, Alley Cat, hey, everyone, Katie, Mike Wayne, Corazon. I'm missing some names, guys, but welcome. Lady Luck, welcome to the family. Larissa, welcome to the family. Lexi, hello. Guys, great to see you all. Welcome to the Scott Young frequency. This is your time to be alive. And what a beautiful time to be alive it is. So today's topic, my friends, today's topic is something I've been pondering recently, which is specifically that of dreams. However, maybe a bit different than I usually speak about dreams because, of course, and I will always be on this train of pursue your dream no matter what. However, tonight we're going to discuss a little bit more about the conventional understanding of what dreams are, the ones you have when you're sleeping, and my interpretation and kind of what it means for everyday life. Because I feel that generally when folks talk about dreams at night, it kind of stops there. What does it all mean? What are your dreams influenced by? Decoding dreams, but I'm more interested in what dreams kind of mean for your waking life and what kind of nuggets and symbolism we can derive from our dreams to inform how we live day to day. Everyone joining the stream, welcome. Stephanie, welcome to the family. Everyone, great to see you. I'm feeling great right now. I know you guys are as well. And if you're a fan or an anti-fan, feel free to smash that like button so we can share this frequency with more of the world. It's no coincidence whether you're hearing this live or you're hearing the recording of it, that you're hearing it, because there is no such thing as coincidence. It's all coincidence, and whatever you're feeling or realizing throughout this audio or video is beautiful and it's perfect and it's meant to show you whatever you need to see. So cheers to you, cheers to your life, and cheers to your dreams, because tonight it's gonna get fun. Stephanie, right back at you. Alina Kaz, hi. Chanel, welcome to the family. Any calmness you feel, or any disruption you feel, or whatever you feel, My friends, you already have this within you. I am just reflecting it back. So, nice. Let's do this. Let's do this. And I would be remiss not to mention, my friends, everyone who's joining live right now. My name is Scott Young. I make the music you want to hear. We got a lot to share, guys. Stay tuned. I got a lot to show you. Stay tuned. However, tonight we're discussing the fun topic of dreams. So, for those of you who don't know, just some context, man, everything is spirit. Jumping right into it, jumping right into it. Everything is spirit. Everything is consciousness, you could say, awareness, the universe, God, source, whatever term you like to use. And our physical waking life is really just a play. It's like a grand play on a big stage in a theater, and we're just living our lives out while spirit, our higher selves, you could say, is just watching it all happen, having fun, guiding us, guiding each of us. Each of us has a higher self that's guiding us. It's like our physical minds or our perceived selves in this world is deep down in the ocean with a scuba mask on and maybe an oxygen tank. And we're just kind of, we can only see three meters ahead of us, maybe 3 feet for some. And we're just kind of moving and going through life, you could say. It feels so real, but actually it's all an illusion. It's all a play. It's all a simulation, whatever term you want to use. And our higher selves, closer to the soul level, closer to the God level, is like the one on top of the ocean in the boat. Kind of, it can navigate, it can see if there's a coral reef coming up, it can see if there's an island coming up, and through feeling and intuition and yeah, really through feeling is how our higher self guides us through the underwater, often murky ocean. Now, even to know this is so powerful because if you don't know that you have the guidance, that you have support, not only from your higher self, but from the universe at large, always, then you're going to just think you're just this little person in this big world. And, it's going to be confusing. So, Onspo, hello. And Stephanie, this is the podcast. We are also filming separately. So I might kind of be looking at TikTok. I might kind of be looking at my other camera, but these episodes will be everywhere. So this is the podcast. Welcome, my friends. You are all part of it. This is the inception of it, and it's very exciting for me. So that's why I do have a couple topics prepared as opposed to just a normal live where we just kind of chat it up, and we will chat it up indeed. So I set that context about everything being spirit and this really all just being a play because it sets the foundation for tonight's topic, which is the nature of dreaming and kind of what we can take from it. Not necessarily the things you encounter in your dreams and what they mean for you. I more so mean the kind of mechanics of the dream world and how that actually applies one for one. One for one in the physical world, you could say. Sam, who are you and why are you on my cellular device? Well, that's a good question. You tell me. But I can tell you that. Nice. Thanks. Thanks, Stephanie, for the pinch face. So, I'm going to use a couple terms throughout this show, which is, for example, physical reality or the 3D world. Hey, nice. The 3D world or your waking life. Basically what you think is reality. Your waking day, your life, your movements. So What makes you think it's so real? Let's dissect this a little bit, and we can kind of delve deeper into some of the different kind of clues you have that it indeed is all a dream. It's indeed a simulation, an illusion, whatever you want to use, whatever term you want to use. Once again, these languages are just pointers to the actual thing. The word is not important. It's more so kind of understanding and feeling kind of what we're discussing with when we use words to point towards things. So let's start with your dreams at night, shall we? When you're dreaming at night, and all of us have different types of dreams, of course, um, but that doesn't matter. At night, when you're in the dream, think about it. It feels so real, doesn't it? Unless you're lucid dreaming, which we'll talk about, for the most part, it feels real. It feels like I'm me in this dream, doing this thing, speaking with this person at this event in this location, and it feels completely real. It's not until you don't question its reality, and it's not until you wake up in your bed or on the couch or on the plane, wherever you are, where you'd be like, whoa, like it wasn't real. It wasn't real. Maybe you say, thank goodness it wasn't real. Maybe you want to go back to sleep to re enjoy the dream. But that's the critical portion is when you're in the dream, you don't question its reality. You just kind of move with it. You flow with it. You assume it's real. You assume it's real basically when you're in the dream. But in the dream, generally, you have a body. You're generally maybe for the most part, I think like in this kind of first person view, but it's not terribly clear when you think about your perspective, your point of view in the dream. Maybe some of you, you're the third party. You're viewing yourself as a fly on the wall. But, it's actually kind of hazy for me in my own dreams when, like, am I in this first person view? I think I am. I generally have a body. But let's say in the dream you do have a body and you are speaking. You have sounds, right? You're hearing things. Maybe you're eating something really tasty and you can taste it. Basically, my point is in the dream, it feels just all the things existent in your now reality listening to me through a screen with the audio. Those elements, the five senses, you could say, and maybe even the sixth of mind, you're thinking in the dream as well. Those all exist in the dream. Okay, but then you wake up in your bed, let's say, and you're like, whoa, that was a dream. I'm back in reality. And I use quotes very often because the line between reality and dream and whatever, it gets very blurry over time as you ascend more into spirit. When you know that there's someone on top of the ocean, on top of the water who's guiding you all the time, that you're not actually this person in this big universe. So you wake up and you're back, quote unquote, in reality. Okay. But similarly to your dream, one for one, I would say, this reality feels so real, does it not? It feels so real. You don't question it. You don't question its reality in the exact same way. You don't question the reality of your dream when you're dreaming at night. This is a very important clue because the assumption that this is real, that this waking life, this physical life is real, that's just an assumption. There's no actual proof, there's no actual fact that just because it's hard and you can touch it and you can feel it, which you can all do in your dreams at night, that doesn't mean that it's real. You're assuming that it's real. So this is kind of the first clue in that physical reality is simply a dream within consciousness, within imagination, within God's imagination, within your own awareness, whatever terms you want to use. But the more you kind of feel into it and actually logically break it down, there's really no difference between your dreams at night versus your waking life, which is also a dream. You could say that there's some continuity between your day to day. For example, your dreams every night they change, but day to day you're kind of in the same place, in the same location, etc., with the same kind of skin and whatnot, the same haircut. But that is also created by your memory, which, as we've discussed before and we can discuss more, memory is not real, past isn't real, future isn't real. So you're literally recreating your past every moment you think about it, which is just natural human conditioning. So actually, your waking life could change just like you do in dreams if you were to let go of memory. And that's where the next portion of this discussion is going to go, which is dreams at night move in such a manner where we don't question their magic. We don't question kind of when one scene switches to another scene and we're in one place, but now we're doing a completely different thing. For those of you who've probably experienced many different dreams within one night of sleep. So we don't question it, which is so interesting. But we're going to pause right here, have a drink of water. We should all hydrate. And I'm going to read some questions slash comments. Welcome, everyone. My name is Scott Young, and this is the Scott Young Frequency. It's a pleasure to be here with you. It's my honor to be here with you. I'm going to check some comments. Banana Fanato, there's never a wrong time. There's only the right time. Let's see. Okay, lots of comments. I'm just going to read a couple. Sam Richards, welcome to the family. Just a dream. I like that I see you right there. Hanson Kills, hey, what's up? Aloysia, Don, welcome to the family. Stephanie, nice question. Are we living in an experience? Yeah, this stuff gets kind of like very, very, you could take it any way you want. Ultimately, it's your dream. Iris, welcome to the family. Iris, welcome everyone. Wish I could think the same way about anxiety. Well, we'll talk about that later, perhaps. We'll talk about that later. What about when you know you're dreaming in the dream? Down to earth? Yes. Yes. Zwinky, hello. You know, when people fall asleep, they tend to start thinking about the past or future or going into a comfortable place of mind, like some story they feel comfortable making up. Why is that? You mean like in the act of falling asleep? Yeah, I mean, I would say even when people are awake, even if they're kind of doing something or eating or whatever, I would say, I mean, as a general estimate, 65 to 70% of people's active thinking is revolved around the past or the future. Um, so it's not a surprise that when they sleep, that's an estimate, but when they're going to sleep, when there's kind of nothing to distract them, really, like that's what comes up. So, what happens when you know you're awake in the dream? Well, yeah, that's what makes it lucid, you could say. And in the dream, when you're lucid, you have superpowers generally. Like you can shift time and space, you can do things. And I wouldn't say it's the quality of being able to lucid dream that's important at all, but it's knowing the concept that when you're awake in the dream, you can now mold and shift the dream. It becomes your playground, your sandbox. And that is why we're discussing, maybe this warrants another episode as well, but that's the beauty of knowing that higher self is always guiding you, that you're always connected, that everything's always perfect, everything's all good, working out perfectly for you, that this waking reality is a dream. Why? Is because when you know this, now you're lucid. Very similar, if not exactly similar, to your dreams at night. So now you're lucid in the dream. You are lucid dreaming right now. How powerful is this? Because, first of all, none of it's real. So, woof, a lot of stress goes away. Like when you know in dreams at night, when you wake up, and you're like, whoa, it's just a dream. Or even in the morning when you wake up, it's just a dream. It kind of like loosens everything up. You're just not so worried about what happened in the dream. And the same thing, so the same phenomena occurs, the same feeling occurs when you're in the dream at night and you're lucid. You become lucid. You're like, oh, wait a second, this is not a problem. Like I can change things, I can start flying, I can shift to a different location, whatever. First, so beautiful. It just loosens everything up. And as we've discussed before, if you feel relaxed, if you feel powerful, if you feel peaceful, if you feel ecstatic, that must mean something in your perspective is aligned with the truths of the universe, with the truths of reality, and vice versa. If you're depressed, anxious, fearful, bored, waiting, that must mean something in your perspective is out of alignment. So now you're awake in your own, now you're awake in your waking dream every day. Your day to day life is indeed a dream, and now you're awake, you're lucid. So now you can shift and mold it. So, continuing on the point of in our dreams at night, we don't question anything. We're not, it's not weird to you when something quote unquote strange or something magical happens in your dream. It just happens and you just kind of roll with it. Basically, what I'm saying is in your dreams, you don't think at night, you don't think twice about the fact that, wow, I just teleported to a new location and I'm talking to all these different people now. And now I'm swimming on a boat or next to a boat, or now I'm flying in the sky, or whatever. Dreams are wild, as we know, but you don't question what occurs in a dream and you don't ask why. You don't ask, how did this happen? Now, my intuition and my sense is the reason dreams don't make sense to us when we wake up in the morning and begin to analyze them. The reason they don't make sense is because our physical minds, like the way we view the world, all of our logic and our reasoning, it cannot grok, it cannot comprehend the nature of spirit, the nature, the true nature of reality, which is magic. It's 24/7 magic all the time, miracles 24/7. So that's why our mind cannot conceive, how did that dream happen? What was I doing there? All of these all of these questions start to arise because our mind just can't figure it out. And that's very interesting because in the dream we don't question it at all. It's just normal. All the crazy stuff that happens in your dream, when you're dreaming, it's just normal. You don't even think about it. You're just flowing. So that's very interesting, and it makes sense that when we go to sleep at night or whenever you sleep, it's almost like your physical thinking mind, the one that's always kind of like, what do I have to do today? Oh, you're kind of regretting that thing you said last week, or you're kind of worried about the big test coming up or your interview coming up. That thinking mind, that physical mind, as I often refer to it as, it's just like, it's like taking a back seat. It's like not even in the equation when you're sleeping at night. It's almost like when you're sleeping at night, your true self kind of finally comes back awake. So it's like when you go to sleep, you actually wake up in a way, if that makes sense. Is like your quote unquote physical mind, your ego. I don't want to say false self, but a little bit this assumed identity you have, like, oh, I am Scott, or I am Johnny, or I am Anna, whatever you assume yourself, this identity, fabricated identity. It's not real. It's all a story. At night, that ego mind, physical mind, just shuts down, and it's like not even in the picture. So then our true selves are able to then experience this entire dream world, which might actually be reality itself. Who knows? That's why there's so many books and podcasts and all the stuff about dreams. I'm less interested about the meaning of dreams and all of the neurochemistry, the neuroscience behind it, but really what can we take from it? So the next point is just that we don't question our dreams at night because they completely make sense to us when we're in the dream. We only start to try to decipher it and piece it together and see what they mean and how is that even possible when you wake up in the morning. Which seems to indicate to me that actually, if you stop, so to pause, I mentioned that we would discuss why and how the power of understanding this dream world and your own waking dream, being lucid in your own dream, in your own simulation, can kind of elevate your spirit, take you to another level, increase your power, increase your frequency. So our dreams at night and the fact that we don't question them and magic happens in the dream and crazy awesome things happen in the dream can teach us a lot about how we can start to interpret our everyday lives. For example, you often hear, whether it's in spiritual talks or scriptures or whatever, do not ask how, do not ask why, do not ask when, just simply know that whatever you desire to be true is done. Have faith, ask and you shall receive. All of these things. It really is asking us and imploring us to bypass this physical mind, similar to how we completely bypass it in the dreaming state at night. Very interesting because I think for most people, when we're awake, the 16 hours or so, whenever you're awake, is like our physical minds now are in the controller seat. Now is kind of pushing all the buttons and moving all the knobs and pushing the levers, because we think we know, we feel so smart, our education, what we've studied, all of this stuff. But if you think about the contents and the knowledge that you have in your physical mind, it's really just people, people, people. And people don't know that much at all. All we know is informed by more people who are very attached in general to this kind of physical mind. We're not used to bypassing our physical minds in the waking state, only at night when we're dreaming. And in that case, we really don't have a choice. When we go to sleep, it's like our physical mind just completely shut off. Maybe some parts of it are, subconscious, unconscious, but I'm not so concerned about that. But the fact that we don't question our dreams at night and how we teleport from location to location, or every scene is different. You have powers, or maybe I don't know the contents of your dreams, only you know, but it gets pretty wacky. The fact that we don't question it is so interesting. But the fact that we question our own capabilities and dreams and desires and our power in the waking state teaches us a lot about why humans might feel so restricted and so, you know, disempowered, unempowered in the waking state. It's almost like, and that's why I really enjoy this topic, because it's almost like when we wake up in these 16 hours of waking, we actually go back to sleep because we're forgetting the true nature of reality. So we'll pause there and I'll check on some comments. Pyong, good to see you, my friend. Wish you well. Okay, I'm gonna check up on some comments. My friends, this is the Scott Young Frequency. Welcome to the show. Bless your souls, bless your hearts. You're all here for a reason. Not only in this show, but in this life. You're here for a reason, and that reason is powerful. Bring what you need to bring into the world. Okay, checking on some comments. Is daydreaming a form of sleeping in the day? I mean, we dream when we sleep, yes. I mean, the point is it's all a dream. my friends. 24/7, you're dreaming. Any experience, and this might be just going straight to the heart of a lot of this, but 24/7, everything is a dream. It's all a dream within consciousness. It's all imagination. Everything is imagination. When people typically think of imagination, I think they think of like, oh, you're just thinking about something you want to create or thinking about a vacation you want to have. I'm imagining it. But if you actually look at your direct experience, every single moment you're experiencing anything, it all happens where? Within your imagination. It all happens within consciousness. It's all a dream within consciousness. That's the point, is whether you're awake, sleeping, just took a nap, you're sitting in class, you're bored as heck, and you're like dreaming, daydreaming, you could say, it's all a dream. And that's kind of where the goodness is. It's very powerful to realize this because none of it's real. It's all spirit. Okay. I had the same dream as someone else, detail for detail. Same dream at the same time. Larissa, that's pretty wild. So that's what I'm saying is dreams are wild. Similarly, your waking life is wild and magical too, my friends. But we have to suspend our logical reasoning, Thomas Newtonian or Isaac Newtonian. We'll talk about Thomas. Newtonian minds. It doesn't lend itself to experiencing all the magic that exists right here. Pyong, I wonder what's the point and benefits of our dreams, especially if we don't really know what they truly mean. Yes, and like I said at the introduction of this show, at least my discourse on this right now is less about deciphering our dreams and what they mean and how we can utilize them, but it's looking at the mechanics and the structures of the dream world at night and kind of the way it all shakes out in terms of our physical minds going to sleep, our true selves having fun, and how that relates, how those mechanics relate to how you can live in the day to day, in the moment to moment now. Because actually, your waking life, just like all of you are awake right now, it's actually no different at all from your dreams at night. Love you, everyone. This is great. This is great. So nice to discuss this. Cheers. And yeah, we could talk about this for a long time, but I think we've made great headway and we're going to continue in wrapping up the point. So, why is so much of my message and perspective always about pursue your dream, believe in yourself, pursue your true desires? And we'll also talk about why the funny thing of why people's like dreams in terms of like what they want to accomplish, and what they feel really calls for them, your calling, why we call those dreams. Very interesting. Why do we call those dreams? Ah, this warrants another episode, but to stay on track. So, the reason so much of my message is about believe in yourself, pursue your dreams, have faith in everything that you truly desire is because in this 3D physical incarnation, the illusion, the matrix, whatever you want to call it, you almost need to, not almost, you truly need to have this like radical, to some, but not radical to you, radical faith, radical putting down of the physical mind and trying to logic things out, trying to piece things together. Oh, A must lead to B, must lead to C, otherwise I won't get to Z, I won't get to my truest dreams, my truest desires. Our mind tries to figure it out. But in doing so, and letting our mind take control, once again, letting our physical egos, our physical minds that thinks it knows everything, arrogantly so, run our lives and try to manage our circumstances and do all of this stuff, we reduce our power by a lot. We reduce the dreamlike quality of this lucid dream and our ability to shape it and mold it and activate our superpowers, just like we do when we're lucid dreaming at night, we literally preclude ourselves from that and experiencing the magic and the miracles that actually exist when we don't have faith, when we start to piece out everything, try to figure it out, try to strategize and manage our circumstances, etc., etc. And what I'm saying here, the message of this topic and discussion is really to say that when you can suspend your physical mind, even when you're awake, not need to know how it's going to work out, just having that knowledge and that faith, that conviction that as long as you remain in that state of, it's all good, it's all done, it's all working out perfectly for me. Knowing what you want, of course, knowing where your destiny is headed. If you can just not question, and this is apparent in my own life, my friends, very much so, the more you can kind of, okay, little Scotty, you think you know everything? You don't know anything. When you can, with will and the light of awareness, tell your own physical mind that knows all of the encyclopedias, that knows all of the 3.14 pi is this, that knows all of the facts and all of these things. When you can tell that bastard, which is yourself, your physical mind, your ego mind, to take a seat and just relax, that the higher self, the one on top of the boat, on top of the waters, got it under control, then truly, my friends, your waking life does become like a dream. It's way lighter vibrationally. Things start happening. You start ending up in places and talking to people and doing things that you would have never imagined if you were trying to control everything, trying to manage your circumstances. That's not the way for magic to appear in your life. And the more you can do this, you will experience this term we call magic, but all magic really is the reflections that occur in the mirror of your physical reality. As we've discussed, physical reality, the matrix, etc. What you see is just a mirror for your state of being. Magic is always happening. We don't really term it as magic until it seems out of the ordinary, or it seems strange, or something basically out of our own sense of reason. But your sense of reason is completely suspended when you tell your physical mind to take a seat and relax, get out of the way. And when you do that, you'll see a lot of magic in your life. Miracles, strange events. I know it's this kind of stuff, I think people are always trying to prove it, science, da da da. But the thing is like the brain, the physical mind, what you know, it's only 0.0000000 repeating 1% of what's actually going on in the true nature of you, the true nature of the universe, God, source, reality. So how could we ever try to piece together why or how this is all happening? It's the infinite mystery. So basically the takeaway, my friends, is the more you're able to, with faith, not need to know how everything's going to come together, not question the whens, the whys, the hows, trying to piece it together logically, because in your dreams at night there is no logic involved. None at all. Things just happen and you're just flowing with it. You're just cool with it. So the more you can do that, I guarantee you, the more bliss, ecstasy, fulfillment, peace, joy, exuberance, radiance you're going to feel Not only feel in your life, but you're going to see it in your circumstances. Because circumstances, as we all know, don't matter. Only state of being matters. And the more you can allow your state of being to be in one of trust, faith, just excitement, magic, your circumstances will indeed reflect this. I'm going to check up on comments for a bit. Yes, so that's it. Use your dreams at night as a pointer to how the waking dream of your everyday life is unfolding. Because, like we started off this discussion with, in your dreams at night, it feels so real. You got a body, you got hands, you're talking, you're listening, you're not questioning the reality. And in this life, when you wake up, this moment, it feels so real, does it not? Everything feels so real. You don't question its reality. So actually, your dreams at night, and your dreams at your waking life at this moment, there's no difference. It's all one big dream. However, one difference you could say is the magic and the amazing, strange, crazy occurrences that happen in your dreams at night that might not be happening in your dream right now as you're awake. Now, what's the difference there? Is at night you're not questioning things. You're just flowing, you're just moving. Higher self, you could say, is much more awake and alive, and I don't know so much about the meaning of dreams, but it's not important. What's important is the difference is when we're awake, our physical minds now take control. The planner, the strategizer, the one who's stressing out, the one who's worrying, the one who's focused on the senses. So blinded by the five senses, touch, taste, smell, and the sixth sense of mind, we're so blinded by it that we think that this is all that it is. There's nothing else. But my friends, indeed it is a dream. And to marry that magic and power and just randomness, excitement that you experience in your dreams at night, to marry that, to marry that kind of environment of just fun, enjoyment, magic. I use magic because, yeah, things just happen to you. You don't question them. There's no understanding of why that is happening. It's all normal. But to experience that in your waking life, it definitely exists. And the only way to know is to test it. And the only way to test it is to tell your physical mind to take a seat. Take a seat on my lap. Let me take control. And who is me? Me is your true self. Your true self is the one who's never worried, who's never doubting, who's never questioning. You could say that doubt itself is the devil, one manifestation. Of course, at the end of the day, it's all made by God. Even the devil, you could say. However, doubt is how it manifests in your everyday life. Doubting what? Doubting your desires, doubting that it's possible, doubting that true reality, your ideal reality, doubting even 1% that it can exist and it will. So to let go of that, to suspend your doubt, is to come more into alignment with the true nature of reality. And when you do that, when your state of being changes like that, it's no question, my friends, that your outer circumstances will have to reflect it. Very similar to your dreams at night, because in your dreams at night, you don't have any doubts. You're just flowing with it. You're just enjoying it. So I've repeated myself quite a few times around this. However, as we've mentioned, it's all reinforcement. It's all just taking this beautiful cake, as I use this analogy often, taking this beautiful cake, adding a layer of frosting, adding another layer of frosting, adding another layer of frosting. Because we don't want to eat cake that just has one layer of frosting. It's got to be a complete cake. So every time we reinforce these understandings, these concepts, you could say, we're just adding a layer of frosting to make that cake that much more delicious, to make that realization that much more crystallized, so you can take it in your everyday life and start to flow with it, start to move with it, start to believe in your desires, start to believe in your dreams. Because, my friends, you're absolutely worthy of them. They're actually calling for you to bring them into manifestation. But how do you do that? You gotta suspend the doubt. Gotta let go of the doubting Thomas within you. As I once beautifully heard, the doubting Thomas Newton. Newton is doubting Thomas's accomplice. You might as well call them by the same name, Thomas Newton. Newton provides the proof for the doubts existent within Thomas. Let go of Thomas Newton in your life, and it'll be a glorious life. Say, Thomas Newton, I love you. Now get the fuck out of my house. I love you. Thomas Newton is what keeps you bound to this very rigid, slow moving, linear time reality, 3D based sense of your life, which limits your creation power, it limits your abilities, it limits your superpowers that you have in those dreams, my friends. So, that's my message for you tonight. And also, because we're on the topic of dreams, let me say one bit around just the funny nature that your dreams, for example, the ones you seek to bring into reality, like your true desire, like, oh, it's my dream to, become a chef or to become a doctor or whatever, to start a country, whatever it is, to own a company. It's funny that those aspirations and those inspirations are called dreams. I don't know who came up with it. Probably goes way back, but it has this implication to some degree, this matrix implication that it's not real, it's not possible, because your dreams at night aren't real, are not possible. But once you can kind of break through this and understand that actually your dreams at night are just as real as what's going on right now, they are the reality, then it helps you see your own dreams, your own desires much differently. But I feel that that's why a lot of people think one's dreams in real life are just a fantasy that, oh, get real, get real. Don't pursue your dreams. You're just crazy if you're doing that. It's just funny that that term is also called, that desire you have, that true, that nugget, that calling. It's just funny that it's called a dream, because we as human minds, once again, the human physical mind, often pairs a dream with something that's not real. But it's actually the furthest thing from the truth, my friends. Your true desires, your dreams are the truest thing about you. Just like the fact, as we discussed throughout this show, that your dreams at night and your waking life is all a dream as well. So that is something fun to dive into that we can discuss more at a later time. XAA, welcome to the stream. Everyone who's joining, Rashpir, thanks for all these likes, my friends. PJE, everyone who's joining, welcome to the stream. Dylan Reinhardt, Guys, smashing that like button gets this frequency out to more folks. This this audio, this video is recorded and will be available everywhere. So keep a lookout. And that is it. Any questions, comments? Feel free to type them in the chat. But I think this was a relatively comprehensive breakdown, conversation around what I wished to transmit in this episode of the Scott Young frequency, which is really the fact that the waking life is a dream. And once you're lucid that it is a dream, you now have all the powers in the world. Now, there might be some aspects of linear time that your power might take a few days or weeks or months to actually show, but that's why we don't question the hows and the whens, but it will. Because you'll see. Emma J, hello. Zaria, do I still dance on live? We're dancing right now. What say you? What say you, my friends? What say you? For those who are just joining, we just had a long, fruitful discussion around the nature of dreams and what it means for you. So if you're interested, you can check the video, the recording on. I'm assuming it'll be on YouTube, audio on Spotify, Apple, all those places, but stay tuned. Raspier? Raspier. Of course. Thank you for joining. And yeah, this stuff is really fun to dig into because ultimately, all these things we dig into, whether it's the nature of anxiety or your dreams or the spiritual nature of this incarnation, all of these things is because, at least for me, I feel the power, I feel the light when we dig into them. And it has real tangible benefit for your time here, at least on Earth, and your spirit's evolution, your soul's evolution. So it would be just it's just much more fun to discuss than to not discuss. Because you kind of can see the effects in your life. I guess you could say that the inception of self-help world, which is really kind of a little more surface level, you could say, like get in shape, clean up your relationships, get a job, or like, do shadow work. All of these things you could say are kind of a cursory level of this to make your life better. And don't get me wrong, it does make your life better, a lot of that stuff. But what we're really digging at here on this show is kind of like how to realize that you are gods and goddesses in living form. How amazing is that? And how to actually start experiencing that and feel it in your bones. That's what we're here to do. Never forget your power, my friends. Never forget your power. Stella, thank you. Everyone who's joining, thank you for just being you. You have 5K likes. That's wild. You have one true kind of purpose here, really, in our time here on Earth. It's really just to be yourself, your true self. And when you do that, you're going to naturally do a bunch of other things, such as pursue your dream, learn a lot about what your soul needs, activate courage, activate honor. These things are naturally concurrent with just being your true self. Josephine, no, this is my only account. This is my only account. All right, my friends. This has been the Scott Young frequency, sending you all infinite love, infinite power. Believe in yourself. Trust in yourself. Believe in your dream. Go for it. Because life is a dream. And it's meant to be lived that way if you would only allow it. So, I'll see you soon. My name is Scott Young. I make the music you want to hear. We got a lot of good stuff coming, guys. Stay tuned. You can follow me on all the social medias, etc. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. I'll be seeing you. I'll be seeing you on the bright side. Because that's where you already are. Just gotta tell the physical mind to take a seat. See you guys. Love you.